Things get awkward for Helen Hunt when her turn calls for right hand on red. This is Twister on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Get it?
I actually have a running nightmare of playing Twister with Helen Hunt. It's just me and her, and it ends up where I'm on my back and she's giving me the bedroom eyes, and I just go, I'm sorry, I just don't find you that attractive.
But As Good As It Gets was a really good
It
movie.
was a really good movie, and I'll have sex with you anyway, but we're just not going to go to breakfast.
This is a podcast where we talk about bad movies, and sometimes people listen to it. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. Jackie, hello to you.
Hi.
Would you play Twister with Bill Paxton, Jackie?
No, because he'd probably try to sneak something up your butt when you weren't looking.
Butt sneaker, huh? As you can probably guess, this is our Bill Paxton tribute episode, because Bill Paxton was, and forever shall be, a staple of this podcast. He's been in 3 episodes prior to this. And that's
Slipstream, Vertical Limit. Did we do Vertical Limit?
No, we didn't do Vertical Limit.
Well, it's coming.
Slipstream, Near Dark, and actually I think 4, because he cameoed in Commando, and I think that there was another one that it was like, hey, Bill Paxton, but I can't remember what that was.
He's in Commando.
Yes.
I thought that was it, though.
Okay. Well, 3 episodes either way. And we talk about Bill Paxton all the damn time because he's freaking awesome. And I personally am very sad that he's gone. And I think, from what I've read in tribute to Bill Paxton recently, is that the majority of Hollywood had great respect for him because he was a diverse actor. He could go from action guy to silly goofball to charming to a role. I can't even define what type of character I'm talking about when the character is the guy from Big Love.
Yeah.
Very dynamic actor and never turned away from a good budget movie. And it's sad that he's not there. But Hollywood has come out and said that he was also, besides that, one fucking hell of a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea how much, like, that guy was a brother to me.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was one of the most kind people I've ever met in my life. Perlman said that. Ron Perlman. Of course, James Cameron said that. Bill Pullman had a lot to say.
Kurt Russell as well.
Kurt Russell had a lot to say. Just an outpouring of, dude, what a nice guy.
Because I always forget he's in Tombstone because I hate the movie.
Right.
But he's fun in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the brother.
Yeah, one of them, yeah.
Yeah, I liked him in that one too.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It fucking sucks. So, Billy boy, this one's for you. But the movie we're talking about is Twister.
One of his leads.
Probably the height of Bill Paxton mania.
Sure. He had a weird career because he had that front end where he sort of got into the leads with Slipstream, but they were bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then petered back into being a supporting character actor, and then all of a sudden sort of crept back in, because if you recall, he was in The Morning Star, whatever, the sequel to Terms of Endearment.
Yeah.
Where he played Shirley MacLaine's son, I believe.
Yeah.
That was a lead role.
He was also in Titanic.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
As Brock Lovett.
Tombstone, Twister, Titanic, right? All in that late 90s, like, Bill Paxton is the fucking, holy shit, Bill Paxton butts and seats.
Yeah.
And then he went back to playing a character actor, and then started creeping back up again.
Well, he showed up and then did that fucking fantastic job in Apollo 13.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you're like, holy shit.
99, I think? So right in there again.
And you're like, what the hell is going on? Because you got like True Lies in 94 or something like that.
True Lies?
He steals the show. Right. And then you got Apollo 13 where he's very thoughtful and tear-jerking performance. You're like, Jesus Christ, this guy can kind of do everything.
Yeah. He was a
jack of all trades.
A necromorph.
A necromancer?
What?
No.
That's a necromorphous character in Warcraft, I believe,
Maybe.
or Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, like 5 people got that, dude.
no,
Weirdo.
you'd be surprised how many people play Warcraft, Jackie. You can diss, but it's still a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I was heard on the radio that this girl wouldn't date this guy because he wasn't a level whatever, and she was embarrassed in the World of Warcraft, so she couldn't date him.
Nice.
That's, huh.
She was like, "When you get to level 80, come, look me up."
That's a serious bitch move, but at the same time, I kind of am like, dude, your bro stock's rising, chick.
Yeah.
That is serious dorky crap.
That is dorky crap.
Anyways, so we decided to do Twister because it was a huge success, even though it is a really stupid movie and fits everything that we've ever wanted in a Bill Paxton film. So
Yeah, but at the time, I thought the tornado effects were pretty darn good.
it was nominated for Best Visual Effects by the Academy.
See, I think when we're watching this, that you have like all of the tornado effects, which I think were meant to. That was how they planned it, but I think the producers after the fact were like, we need more, because you can kind of tell that when the things are flying in, they look pretty good, but it's when they start throwing shit at the point of view of the camera,
Yes.
or at the point of view of the film,
right.
that they look real bad, and they look so bad that it's almost like that had to be an afterthought, like that was pressure to like, oh, you gotta give us more than we've already got.
Some of it does seem quite out of place with some of the other stuff, and so I could see that, but yeah.
I like the cows best.
The cow was ridiculous. It was awesome.
Oh my
Cow.
God, there's a cow.
She doesn't even say that. She just says cow.
She's like, there's another one. I think that's the same cow.
I think the cow, that was a missed opportunity for product placement, because the cow could have gone, move over, butter, which was still popular in 96.
Oh my God.
Or eat more chicken tattooed on the side
Yeah,
of it.
that wasn't popular yet. That would only been good in the southern states, I think.
Got milk on its ass.
Sure,
Something.
why not?
Yeah.
All right, so let's just fucking get into this Twister goddamn tornado, swirly, typhoon, whirly bird. What else do they call them?
I don't know.
Disaster films.
You sound like you need to crap.
Well, that's how all people from Kansas talk, Jackie. There's goddamn Twister on its way.
No one from Kansas sounds like that at all.
Oklahoma?
No,
Mississippi.
I don't. Maybe.
Okay. Shit, Helen!
I don't know if they have tornadoes in Mississippi. They just got gators.
Look out! It's a damn Twister!
It's a tornado gator.
Tornado gator!
It's just a dust devil that has an alligator in it. Take your dog.
So, movie starts out June 1969. There's a tornado coming. Get used to it, Jackie. I'm going to be doing that a lot this episode because that's all I can think of. Whenever somebody says, shit, Helen, there's a tornado coming. I don't know what else voice. What other voice you got? Oh, excuse me. Let me break from my tea, but I do believe that is a Twister headed our way.
I'd say we should get in the cellar now.
Indeed. It's a growling tornado. That's the other thing we should mention throughout this entire film is that the tornadoes are not just disasters. They are fucking monsters.
They're monsters. The sound designer should be sacked.
Flogged.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they had Razzies for technical awards, this guy should have won it for sound design.
Jackie, I'll be the Kansas weirdo. You be the tornado. Do your best tornado monster. Okay. It's a little deeper than that, though. A little more menacing.
Well,
I am a lady.
It's the damn lion growl from Ghost in the Darkness.
Yeah,
it's the same fucking growl. We can't do it because we're not lions. We're humans.
There's a family directly in its path. Family of 3, I believe. And they got
there's a
dog.
lady and a moo who's got a lot of things happening upstairs.
Name one.
But she's got 2 things happening upstairs. One of them's right and one of them's left. You're like, whoa, that lady's got some huge boobs. Get her in the cellar.
Helen's gonna fall over in a strong wind.
Sure. And then her dad is not Kevin Bacon.
Right, not
He's somebody that looks kind of like They're like, wait, did they bring in Kevin Bacon to provoke an emotional response? Wait a second, that's not Kevin Bacon.
He's a double Kevin because he also gets sucked up by a tornado in the stupidest manner that Kevin Costner gets sucked up in as a tornado in Batman or Superman, the Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, yes.
So they go to get in the cellar, the family. They forget their fucking dog. Like,
Sort of.
Toby.
Toby.
yeah, well, he's like sitting right on the bed, and they all like all somebody had to do was be like, Toby, come here, follow us.
She, the daughter, is like, we forgot Toby. Like, why'd you get rid of him? It was like you threw the dog back to get eaten by the tornado.
Yeah.
Grab the goddamn dog
Just
to
grab
begin
the
with.
goddamn dog. Anyway.
Or let it run next to you if it's a...
You know why they forget the dog? Is because they have to establish that this is a disaster movie, and the people at home go, get the fucking dog! And the dog never dies.
Yeah, you can't do the dog.
Yeah, you can't do the dog in a disaster movie. It just doesn't work that way. You have to put a dog in and not kill it in order for it to be a disaster movie.
Sure.
They also need to put the cellar closer to the house. This thing is too fucking far away. Like, just make it part of the house. Why can't you just go into your actual cellar?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think that this is actually a thing that happens, that the cellars they're situated in between the barn and the house.
Name one scenario.
If you're in the barn when the tornado happens, then you're halfway there. If you're in the house when the tornado happens, you're halfway there. I think it's strategic.
Get out of the fucking barn. What are you doing in the barn hanging out all goddamn day while a tornadoes fucking coming?
Happen without warning. You can't just spend your whole life hiding from them. You have to go into the barn and work.
Jackie?
Yeah, according to this movie, the tornadoes come in a blink of an eye. You maybe have 15 seconds to run if you're lucky.
If we ever move to Tornado Alley,
Don't.
are you okay with putting the tornado cellar just right next to the house?
Yeah, that's what any normal person would fucking do.
Bam.
Unless you're in the barn, then you're fucked.
But if we're farmers, I'm with Sam.
Mm.
You know, like you could be out doing something out in the barn, like feeding the horses, and if the tornado hits, you'd want to have an equal opportunity to get to the door.
Why not have two cellars, one in the barn, one in the house?
Those are expensive. Cellars don't just grow on trees.
Is your life not worth it, Sam?
Well, I guess since all of a sudden you're buying all these cellars money bags.
You could get the horses and the cows in the cellar in the barn too.
Oh, that'd be a great deal.
Yeah, you hang
imagine-
out with some livestock.
Imagine how well that would go.
Come on, Bessie, get your ass in the cellar.
Did the tornado get him? No, but he crawled into a cellar with two horses and a goat. They kicked the shit out of him to death.
That's the perfect setup for like a Zucker Brothers movie, like one man pushing on the ass end of a cow trying to get him to go down the stairs and the cow won't move, and then he slips on some cow shit and goes head first right in the butt. And then they both get sucked up by the tornado. There's end up in Oz.
It's a whole chain where the man's head's stuck in the horse's ass and they're spinning around in air.
Right. And then they fall on the Wicked Witch of the West,
Yeah.
and then the Oompa Loompas look at them like, the fuck?
And then there's another guy that says he died the way he lived.
His head up, fucking
The head up a
animal's
horse's ass.
Yep, see that all the time here in Oz.
This just went somewhere I'm not even following it anymore. It's like, okay.
If I only had a proctologist.
A horse proctologist.
Yeah, right.
That's what you need in that case, you need a good horse proctologist and a psychiatrist. The head and the ass.
You've murdered a superpower being. Your head's clearly been up a horse's ass. And, man, there's a lot of baggage you got to deal with right there.
Sure is.
And you're in a fucking different world. Woo. All right. So they make it down to the cellar, and the dog makes it in at the last second, of course, and the tornado's coming, and they... This is so stupid. He didn't even get the door closed.
Or he just had a shitty door to begin with.
Well, he's got the world's shittiest lock, because this is just one of those locks that you, like, lock your fucking backyard shed up with. Like, just a 3-screw fucking... Not even a deadbolt.
It's a chicken coop latch.
It's a chicken coop latch.
Yeah.
That's going to keep a tornado out, you dipshit.
And if the door flies off and you're all the way in the cellar, it's going to be a little bit windy in there, but you're not going to get fucking sucked out. No, go up there and hold it, dipshit.
He's fucking holding it like, oh, Helen, I love you.
And then we're supposed to be like, no, not you, not Kevin Bacon. And then he gets sucked up, and it's like, catch you later, not Kevin Bacon.
The NATO took my daddy.
Yeah, that was completely retarded. Like,
It was, which is worse, Kevin Costner's death or not Kevin Bacon's death?
Kevin Costner's because he looks back at the camera like he's going to go hit a home run. He does. It's like, wait a second. Is this fucking Field of Dreams again?
This one's for you, Johnny.
Yeah.
Shook.
Remember Shoeless Joe? What the fuck are you talking about? You just got sucked up by a tornado.
Baseball took my daddy and the tornado. Well, now it's future time, present time. And the NSSL, the National Storm Searchers,
They came up with
Logistic?
something.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
didn't know if it's real or not.
the Office of Tornado Watch, predicts that this is going to be a mega NATO season.
I would call it the office of televisions, people pacing, and donuts.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. People wander around eating Danishes, and there's TVs everywhere.
Peterson, look at the screen. My God.
well, they all have headsets too, which makes them look official. Don't forget
Yes.
that.
Right. We've never seen a NATO season like this since 72. Well, actually 69 when all those farms got decimated for not having
Remember,
two cellars.
that was the guy with the horse's ass on his head.
Yeah.
That was 69.
Yeah, see, yeah, get it.
Actually, no, the cow and the goat were in the 69. That was just the guy giving the horse a head job, I guess.
All right, so Billy, played by Bill Paxton, which I thought was convenient, because I would just call him Bill Paxton, but now I get to call him Billy.
Yeah.
He visits the NATO Chaser Central, which is Helen Hunt's crew. It's his former crew. He left after some bad blood between Helen Hunt and him. They used to be married, or they are married. Had a tumultuous relationship, and he just couldn't do the NATO chasing anymore because of how he felt about her, and he had to move on and become a weatherman.
I think their relationship was as stormy as their job.
Heyo!
Yeah, I can't tell you what the hell they got divorced for. It's never really clear to me.
Right.
Unclear.
She's
yeah.
difficult, is what he keeps saying, and
And he's stubborn, is what she keeps saying.
yeah.
But he's there to try to get the divorce, to finalize the divorce. He's got a new lady that he's going to try to marry. And so he's brought the divorce papers to Helen Hunt.
Yep.
And
Serving him himself.
Right. I need you to sign this like you didn't do in December. And all the crew is like, hey, Billy, you're back. No, I'm not back. God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing no NATOs.
And meanwhile, he's leaving Helen Hunt for Jamie Gertz. Way to step up in the world.
Ugh.
They're that's playing Twister with the both of them. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to go home now.
Let's bring up Jamie Gertz, his fiance. She, I believe, won the Razzie for Worst Supporting Actress this year.
This year?
For Twister.
Oh, for Twister? I
Yeah.
don't see why she shouldn't have.
She stunk.
She was doing an accent that didn't work. And then it took them till halfway through the movie where they're like, this is why we brought Jamie Gertz here, because she opened her sweater and got kind of wet. And you're like, whoa, boobs.
If it wasn't for that, I honestly don't know what this character's job is in this film, because she stinks. Like, even if it was a good, like a well-performed job of this character serves no purpose in this film at all.
Not really.
Other than to make it seem like Billy's kind of a fucking dickwad.
Is he?
We'll get to that later. All right, so
I just found her to be completely annoying.
yeah, she's completely annoying. There's no question why. Yeah,
I was kind of hoping she was going to get sucked up in the tornado, but she never did.
yeah. Usually you see that, like the annoying intern in Jurassic World. Gets chomped.
Sure.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, and the love triangle ends with one of them dying, so that it can be all convenient that they're back together or
or
whatever.
just the killing off of the person. You put a person in the film that you don't like just so you can whack them.
Yeah.
I think there's somebody like that in Anaconda. Not John Voight, but lots of people die in Anaconda. Deep Blue Sea has somebody like that. So.
Sure.
So Helen Hunt meets the fiance, and she's like, huh, okay, really, whatever. And he meets Dorothy. Now, Dorothy is a trash can that they have welded shut, sort of, with a bunch of Pokemon balls inside of it.
They seem like that, or the fishing bobbers, the clear
Yeah.
ones, yeah.
Right.
Oh, I thought they kind of looked like those things that you get out of the gumball type machines at the store. You put your quarter in, and then it has something shitty inside.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think you're right. Like
Yeah.
a gum ring or something like
Paper grabber thing.
shitty. Yeah. Dorothy is dumb.
Dorothy sucks.
Did you guys like Dorothy when this movie came out?
No.
No, I thought it was stupid.
I have never seen, other than I'm thinking of like Dante's Peak with that stupid robot. That's the worst robot
Sure.
in big movies. This is a really dumb science machine. Like, make it kind of cool looking at all, but
Yeah.
it seriously looks like something you would cook spaghetti in, like a lot of spaghetti with too many switches on the side of it.
Like
See,
you're
and I-
making beer.
Yeah.
See, and I was thinking chili cook-off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the vat you're bringing to the chili cook-off.
I think chili out of Dorothy is going to be better to humankind than the research that comes out of Dorothy with its vending machine balls.
There's tiny sensors in those vending machine balls, according to the science of this film, sir.
Yeah, I don't. No, I'm gonna say. What do they broadcast on Wi-Fi? What's they're transmitting? You know, how does that work? You would have to go and collect them afterwards.
I don't even think they could record. They're not big enough. In 96, anything that records is the size of a small truck.
Yeah. No, this is bullshit science, so I think we can clearly make fun of it. It's dumb. Dorothy sucks.
Dorothy sucks.
But they got to put it in the suck zone. That's what they got to do to get all the data. It's got to be picked up directly. It can't just, it's not like a radar gun where you point it at a NATO and get all the information.
Well, see, I would have done it differently. I would have made a missile launcher so that you could shoot Dorothy at, like, have a big, like, the little ball popper things that, like, you push around, only bigger, full of these guys in it, and you shoot it at the tornado, and you got a better shot of the tornado running it over anyway.
Like a tornado shotgun.
More like a missile launcher, because you don't want to be shotgun range to a tornado.
That's true.
You want to be a ways away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still want it to have buckshot effect, where it breaks open and it gets all, like, there's a billion of them that get all sucked up.
Yeah, so it's like a missile that has a big plastic ball on the front of it, and then when that hits the tornado, it opens up, and you're welcome, scientists.
That would be actually really fairly easy to do.
I think that they've actually done it, and it was with Dorothy in real life.
Yeah.
So as much as we can make fun of it, that might be a real thing.
But they shot it, not set
I
it
don't think
down.
they shot it. I think they set it down. I think that's how it happened.
Well, whatever.
I don't know anything about storm chasing, but
I think a giant potato gun for missile launcher
Sure.
thing would just have been the best.
even better, like if it was like you could, after you shoot it, there's another guy that's got the remote control to make sure it hits the tornado.
I think
Like
it would have
it's
been
an-
high trauma in this movie too.
Yeah.
Like 3-stage explosions. Oh no, the second one. Oh shit, it's coming right back at us. Run!
Yeah. One of the other doofuses on the team has to like jump over a picnic table and like hit a button.
Or like he dives on it and takes one for the team, gets exploded by shrapnel.
No, he like hits it and you think, oh my God, does he, I think he knocked the wind out of himself. Just roll over and sit up. You'll be fine in about 3 minutes.
We'll pack it up all. We got us a twister coming.
And I mean all, because a cast of thousands has now appeared.
Yeah, no shit.
Like everybody that was in this movie, I've seen in other movies.
Of course.
Like there wasn't like one of them that I was like, I've never seen that person again.
Yeah, the NATO chaser crew is about like 7 people, I want to say.
Sure.
All chasing NATOs. And then you've got the competing team that Carrie Elwes's character drives on, and she doesn't have time to sign the papers. We got to get after that twister, and Bill Paxton's like, you know what? I'm here. I might as well check it out.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
No, he goes, screw you guys. I'm okay, fine, whatever. And he's walking away, and she's like, did she sign the papers? And he goes, no, shit, get in the truck. We'll catch him.
We'll catch him and a tornado at the same time.
Isn't that awfully convenient?
Mm-hmm.
We should also mention that Carrie Elwes' team has a really large disadvantage at this point because there's not any Oscar winners on it, and there's 2 on the other team with Helen Hunt and Phillip Seymour Hoffman.
That's true.
Yep.
And he doesn't even care about the science. He just wants the money.
He does. And Phillip Seymour Hoffman just wants the sandwiches.
Yeah.
He just wants steak and eggs.
and Jamie Gertz.
So Cary Elwes chases after them, and he runs Billy off the road. And he's like, shit, now I got to get my truck fixed. But they all stopped in the same town conveniently anyways to, like, I guess, collaborate their tornado data, where this thing's at and where it's going. And so he's got time to get his truck fixed. So
We
that's
should
nice.
also point out that this truck gets sort of hurt by going off the road for a second.
Mm-hmm.
But later, once it's filled with the determination of the Paxton, it is basically indestructible.
It is fairly indestructible. We'll get to that.
But right now, the truck's hurt. It's like Bill Paxton's spirit. It's his spirit animal. It's a Dodge truck.
Oh my God.
Well, Cary Elwes is across the street, and he's giving an interview to all the news people because he's like the charming one. He's got all this kit and gear, and they're wearing matching suits, and he's got the
Well, he's handsome.
yeah, he's handsome. And
Compared to Helen Hunt, nobody wants to interview her. She looks ragged. Maybe been through the ringer a couple of times.
She's got these pants on that you can't tell where the front or the back is. Like, you want to accuse her of having her pants on backwards, but you're not sure because there's no pockets anywhere.
she's not meant for TV, but Cary Elwes is. So he's getting interviewed, and he's got the .3, which is his own shitty. Actually, it's just as shitty as Dorothy. We don't
It
even
has
see this thing
hydraulics
work.
on the top.
Yeah, whatever.
It looks like a popcorn maker.
Yeah.
And inside, it's got tiny squares instead of balls.
And it folds up at the top differently, but it's
Yeah, it's got
basically
hydraulics.
still just a trash can. And Bill's like, "You took my goddamn ID, you son of a bitch! I'm gonna kick your son of a bitch ass." So they get in a tussle,
Yeah.
and Helen Hunt pulls him off, and she's like, you just got to stick around for one day to beat him. Just one day. We'll beat him today if you stick around. We can do this. We can launch Dorothy and fuck that guy. God damn it, Helen Hunt, you're right.
You're right. This is when he starts to feel the tornado.
Mm-hmm. His tornado sense?
His tornado sense begins to tingle, and he does some wandering around and some dirt grabbing.
He grabs dirt and drops it.
Stares at the sky.
Stares at the sky.
Smells it.
Smells like gasoline.
This was so weird. I'm like, no. This is the biggest bullshit yet. No. You do not have tornado sense.
He's got tornado sense.
Well, he does in this movie, but, I'm like looking at him going, uh-huh.
So, yeah, everybody's watching him like, what's he going to do? What's our move?
Yeah.
We got to wait for old Billy to figure it out. Which implies to me that this whole time, they've all just been running around in a circle because they don't know where the fuck anything's at. They can't look at a computer screen and say, hey, there's the tornado. They got to wait for Bill to sense it.
Well, what I'm getting is that, yes, they'll get the tornado warning or whatever that it's coming, but the tornado's unpredictable. It'll just move paths.
I like the idea of them actually just like, tornado's coming, and everybody gets in their cars and just crashes into each other because they have no idea where to go.
Everybody all forward into each other, all reversed out.
What I wanted to know is how some of those cars actually made it from Helen Hunt's team, because some of those cars were pretty old and shitty.
Well, they're there for the science, Jackie, not for the money. As long as they're running, that's all that matters.
Well, some of them look like they were on their last leg.
No, they'll get them fixed, and when they get a grant.
Yeah, maybe that's what the guy with the glasses does that we never really get lines from or know why he's there, is he's the guy that follows around in a station wagon full of car parts and just fixes all of these pieces of shit.
That could be. We got to roll out, everybody. It's this way.
This is Tornado Timber 2, right?
Well, if we're counting June 1969.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the second tornado of the film, but the first of today.
Of the greatest day in tornado history, according to the film.
Meganado season. And everybody's pretty jacked up. They're blaring fucking music and pumped and like, yeah, let's kick this tornado's ass. Woohoo! Honking and revving their motors. They're like a bunch of hooligans.
The total douches.
Yeah, total douches.
I personally like how they were always on the CBs.
Well, you have no idea.
And then, like they wouldn't even be using the CB, but everybody could hear what everybody else was saying.
Billy and Helen Hunt get into a fight over the CB. Everybody can hear it. Everyone. Like she's holding the button down. They don't know how CBs work, which is
No.
the same thing as not knowing how phones work.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Sticker staple number 8. Becoming more common. They spot the twister. And Carrie Elwes is hot on their tail. Shit. And Bill and Helen run off the road and they get into this giant fucking rut.
This big long ditch that's almost as long as the runway in Fast and Furious 6.
Right.
It's really long.
And the NATO's like chasing them down, bearing directly on their path. It is also stuck in this rut. And they can't get out of this fucking ditch. They're like swinging the truck back and forth up on the sides, but I guess they just can't pick a direction to get out of because it seems like you could just go vroom.
Yeah, the Wagoneer seems pretty. It's like one of those Jeep trucks.
Yeah.
It's like badass. It should be able to just drive up the side of anything.
Right. But they're like, fuck. And then all of a sudden the brakes don't work. God damn it, the brakes don't work. No, don't bother downshifting or anything like that, or just fucking bailing. I don't know. But
At this point, they're dead.
they're trying to outrun the tornado. He is going 75 miles in this piece of shit truck. The brakes are gone. So the only way to stop it is to head-on collision it.
Oh my god!
With a bridge.
The fucking bridge.
Wow.
They're dead.
They didn't make it.
No.
They did not make it. Even with seatbelts, their brains are split.
It was a 70s Wagoneer truck. It had lap belts. They were cut in half.
They were cut in half, yeah. And even if they weren't, even if we had the most sophisticated gear of all time for safety, they're going 75 miles. They're knocked unconscious. Tornado gets them.
Yeah.
They don't get out of the truck and run under the bridge to safety. It's so dumb. But, so yeah, they run under the bridge. And hold on, Helen!
Helen wants to activate Dorothy, but doesn't have enough time, I guess.
I guess.
Well, that's what they get for putting like 60 bazillion buttons on that damn thing.
They have too many switches on the Dorothy.
The thing is with Dorothy is it should be designed that it works automatically when hit by a tornado.
That is, yep, you just set it down and run away.
Yeah. We need 18 switches on this. Why?
You know-
I'm not sure. I just feel like it just needs to have switches.
You know what else you could do? Is like, you could put Dorothy, make it as stupid looking as it is. I'm sure it weighs a fucking ton.
Sure.
But some sort of like motorized system on it, like wheels, like a little wagon that it sits in, and you put it in the middle of the road, and oh shit, tornado's down there, and you just fucking bzzz.
Like Chuck Norris's robot sidekick in
Yeah,
in
you just
Code of
drive it
Silence.
into the tornado via remote control. Let's set it down in the tornado's path, but we got to get basically right into the tornado.
Or-
no, come on.
A missile launcher with a giant ball on the
Yeah,
front of it
right.
that is remote controlled that I shoot, and after I get done and it hits the tornado, they go, "Sir, you have an erection," and I go, "Fuck yeah, I do." Just shot a tornado with a missile. Now hide, because it's gonna kill us all.
Now hide.
There's a tractor sitting on top of the bridge. It gets sucked up. The truck gets sucked up. But they don't.
No, it's underground ish.
Not really.
They make it.
They make it. They're dead. This is dead number 2 for
This
this
is dead
scene.
number 2. They died in the truck accident. Then they died by getting sucked up in the tornado. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the tornado almost drops the truck on Jamie Gertz.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Near miss, which was, too bad.
And by that, Dorothy 1 is trashed. They can't make any use of it. So they go and get a different one. Now, I want to stop right here. Where are they getting these Dorothys?
The other ones, I thought she said they had 3. They end up having more by the end of the movie. And the first 2 magically appear.
Did they just got like a warehouse or?
I thought they were in the back of the RV van thing.
It's too small.
Yeah, it's all full of TVs and shit.
Yeah, they just pull Dorothy's out of their butts.
They appear magically.
Well, there's no place like home. 3 clicks and you're there.
Well, they find another tornado, and this time they're going to go in solo in Bill Paxton's truck. Just the three of them. Bill Paxton, Jamie Gertz, and Helen Hunt.
Which is a good, I mean, that would be a good line for this movie. We gotta go in solo, just the three of us. Okay.
That's when we see the flying cow. Cow.
This is when he outdrives a tornado.
Well, the tornado first splits into sisters. So then
Yeah.
they got two NATOs. And it's
I believe
over
they call it
water.
Twisted Sisters.
Nice.
And I was like, boom!
How was that not done in the movie?
Should have just been a giant D. Snyder pointing at him with the horns.
Maybe that's where the growling comes from.
Yeah.
And it spins the truck around, but doesn't suck it up because it's a fucking Dodge Ram. You know.
Dodges are built tornado proof as far as I know.
But they can't get Dorothy out to it. They just kind of dissipate and fade off.
Yeah. No, they go away and looks like Dorothy is sort of a real situational piece of equipment.
Yeah, it won't get sucked up.
Just won't do it.
It's so stupid. But Phillip Seymour Hoffman is like, that was crazy. Let's go get some chow at Helen Hunt's aunt's house, which just happens to be also in Tornado Alley and within driving distance from wherever tornadoes exist.
She seems like the coolest aunt ever.
Well, I'll tell you why she's the coolest aunt ever, because she also has superpowers. She, without any notice, can wave a magic wand and a bevy of food appears.
Everyone's eating like 16-ounce steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs, there's mashed potatoes, there's fresh gravy. She's mashed the potatoes. They're not even that flaky crap.
No.
Everybody's got beers and the table is set and there's everything you could want. Like she spent all fucking day preparing this food in the middle of their tornado hunt.
Maybe somebody called her in the morning.
How long does it take to make all this food?
All day.
Yeah, all fucking day.
So they call in the morning and about lunchtime they show up.
All right, well, we'll just hang out for however long it takes to eat all this. Oh, don't worry, let me just whip something up for you. Stop.
I like the line, though, that she has. Where'd you get all this beef? Did you see my cows out front?
No.
No. And then she starts laughing.
I ate them.
I had to kill my livelihood to feed you freeloading sons of bitches.
Yeah, there was the call in the morning, advance notice for her to butcher a fleet of cows.
Exactly.
I was going to move to bison anyways.
Yeah, why not? Here the money's in emu these days.
Not emu. They get sucked up by NATOs too easy.
I thought they couldn't fly.
Bert.
And the crew is telling the fiance that he used to be called Bill the Extreme because he was just so extreme.
Extreme, I guess. And then they tell a story about how they call him Bill the Extreme because he got shit-faced wasted and walked naked in a tornado and threw whiskey at it. That's not Bill the Extreme. That's Bill the crazy drunk asshole.
Bill the soon-to-be dead.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, it was like an F4. Well, has there ever been an F5?
Stop the movie.
What did you just say? The record scratches. These, I would have bailed. At this point in time, no matter what my interests were, when I ask just a normal standard question about science that I don't understand, and everybody's like, we don't talk about them in here. I've been like, you know what? I'm headed back to Chicago. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. It's like speaking of Carrie Elwes, it's like the ROUSs. Personally, I don't think they exist.
There's only been one F5 ever. June 1969.
It took not Kevin Bacon from us.
Oh, my God. Not Kevin Bacon.
Holy shit, there's a new NATO coming. Roll out!
And here's a giant bag of more steaks, I guess, to take with you. Road steaks.
Do you know how bad their porta potty toilet in that RV smells?
They don't have time to poop, Jackie. There's too many NATOs.
It's not even, it's just the state of that RV, it's just a bucket that has a hole underneath it that
just
splatters. You don't want to drive behind. That car needs to be at the back of the train.
I think it is in the back of the train, the entire movie.
That's their smoke screen for getting rid of Carrie Elwes's flying human poop.
All right, Phillip Seymour Hoffman, time to do your thing, bud. Steak and eggs.
Up front, there's some sexual tension going on in the truck. Some talk of maybe some not dead romances. Because I guess just the passion of tornadoes gets them hot and bothered.
Yeah.
But I don't believe for 1 second that any of these people are romantically involved.
What about Bill Paxton?
He's involved with a can of beer. I mean, maybe the steak and eggs was his thing, but I don't know. He doesn't give a shit about either one of these ladies.
Sometimes, Jackie, in this crazy world, no matter how fucked you are or fucked up you are, if you can find somebody that's just as fucked up as you are, you might have a shot.
I don't think it's Jamie Gertz.
No, I'm talking about Helen Hunt.
Maybe.
They both love NATOs so much that it makes their tingly bits tingly.
That Helen Hunt hates them.
Then why does she like Bill Paxton?
Because she thinks that he can actually beat up a tornado because she's fucking nuts. She's damaged goods. She lost not Kevin Bacon. You'll never get over that.
And he just likes her because she's got boobs.
Yeah, he's like, I get drunk all day and most women won't have sex with me, but this one does.
Yeah, she likes it when I throw things at tornadoes.
She's got some grand illusions about me fighting a tornado, but I just lead her on because, shit, I haven't had any in a while.
They almost crash into Carrie Elwes's crew and makes them veer off the path. And it starts hailing pretty hard. So it's time to fire up Dorothy. And this is the first time we really get an idea of what it takes to fire up Dorothy. He's in there in the back of the truck getting pelted by hail for like 5 minutes of movie time.
He has to do like 4 laps around the machine. And there's like a sequence of these switches, and I think that there's no less than 118 switches for the stage 1 of initialization to Dorothy.
I'm not even sure what buttons you would have to push in the science of Dorothy anyways. It's going to get sucked up and destroyed.
Yeah, it should just be like 2 flappy top things that when the tornado hits it, all of the balls go up.
That's all you need.
The other thing about all the damn switches is there's also like 1 big red button on the side of it. And you'd think like, wouldn't that one just do it? Couldn't you just skip all the other ones and hit the giant red button?
It says launch above it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we never hit the launch button. Why would you not hit the launch button?
Yeah, I have no idea what that red button is for, but is that to prevent a meltdown like at the gas station when the gas is leaking everywhere? Emergency shut-off switch?
After the movie's over, when he's like, what was the big red button for? And Helen Hunt just turns to him and goes, oh, that's in case you don't have enough time. You just hit that button and it turns on.
Oh.
What?
There's shit come flying at them. There's a flying bow, and they're like, holy crap. And a fucking tree finally damages. It's a power line, actually, that damages the Dodge, but barely damages it. It kind of scuffs it up a little bit.
Dents the bed, kind of.
Kind of.
This is why I think the Dodge is Paxton's spirit animal, because the Dodge gets tougher as he becomes more determined in the film.
And the tornadoes get crazier.
Yeah, he actually is one. He's like Voltron, but one guy instead of a bunch of robot cats, and instead of robot cats, it's a Dodge. It's
a ram.
Yeah.
Meh.
Meh.
Doesn't work. Dorothy falls all over the place, just balls all over the road, and Helen Hunt's like, I gotta pick him up. So they get in this dramatic fight. Why do you love tornadoes? I don't love tornadoes. I need to stop them. I want to fight them because of not Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, I took not Kevin Bacon. What's she gonna do when she picks up these fucking balls? Especially as Dorothy's are apparently magically appearing and in great numbers.
She's just gonna, like, do that thing where you make like a trampoline out of your shirt and like just put all the balls in there and lunch them.
She's like, she puts as many as she can in her purse, and when they're driving back, she wraps the purse up in newspapers and hands it to him as he's driving. He goes, "I got you something," because that's how fucking crazy she is.
Well, speaking of crazy, he out of nowhere basically is like, "I still love you." Wait, what? Damn it, you got me here. You've always got me. You're getting married.
And the CB's still on, by the way.
Yeah. Everybody can hear them.
Including his fiance.
Out of fucking nowhere. Like, it's gone from mild sexual tension to you and I are destined for each other. Fuck that lady who just 3 hours ago I was going to marry.
Going to get married to. And they all heard us because the CB is still on because it can do that, even though we're 68 feet from the truck.
68 feet from the truck. Oh, boy. They go back to town, and it just happens to be Bummer Town. Because everybody's now like, God, that really sucked. And everybody's all bummed out. And the townies are watching The Shining, so they're probably okay. But everybody else is, damn it. So Helen Hunt signs the divorce papers because I have to let you go or something.
Now that she knows he can't get married to the other lady anymore.
Yeah.
Just like every woman ever.
Yeah, as a crazy bitch move, that's exactly how that
That's
one goes.
a good one. That's a good
I'm
crazy bitch
willing to let
move.
you go, but I love you. Okay. And then you rip it up so that you look like a good person, but you're really not.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Billy's NATO sense is going off again. There's a tornado and it's close. Well, we got to get out of here. It's already here.
Yeah.
And it's a big one. The biggest.
No, it's not at the scale 5 yet. This one's only a
No, this is the tornado.
Oh,
we'll
is
get
it?
there, but there's only one tornado left in this entire movie.
Oh.
And it is this one. And so they all hide in the shop. And
An airplane hangar, right? Wasn't that what it
I
was?
thought it was like where you fix cars.
Yeah, it
a
was like
garage.
an oil change place.
Yeah, they hide in one of those pits
Yeah.
that the guys get in their cars in, and the theater gets exploded and sucked up, and
It was real bad when the only town's hamburger joint got sucked up. I mean, I got a little bit teary for that one.
yeah, and shit's fucking pretty screwed up right here, but they all make it out okay, and oh god damn it, no, it's headed for the Annie's Soup Kitchen. We gotta roll out.
Yep. Because you can stop them or something.
Yeah, and the fiance is like, you know what, Bill, I've had enough of this shit. I'm headed back to Des Moines. Peace.
And he's like, okay, well, I'll meet you at the hotel. And she's like, no, I'm not going to be there.
No, you won't.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the most awkward breakup ever. He's like, oh, well, fuck you then. Takes off.
And they get there to the town of Wakita where the auntie lives, and it's decimated. It's completely wiped off the map. And the aunt's house is pretty wrecked, but they find her down in the basement. She's got her house basically on top of her.
Only 68% of her house is on top of her.
Yeah, it's I would say a majority of her house is
Sure.
crushing her body. The dog's okay too, though. But he's down there. But he's just sitting there, like, chilling out with no house on top of him.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
cool.
just alerting people that she's down there.
Yeah, he's playing it both ways. Nobody finds her, a little snack. You think your pets love you, but if you die, they will eat you.
Num. They get her and the dog out just before total collapse. And the Mega NATO is now forming into an F5.
Oh, yeah.
This hasn't happened since June 1969.
Since it took not Kevin Bacon.
Since it took her daddy. We gotta roll out! Just like saying that. So this is their big last chance. This is the biggest NATO that they've ever had a team built for. They can't blow it. They're down to their last couple Dorothys.
I thought this was the last story.
No, they got two in the back of the truck.
They at the beginning said they only had 3, and they're on 4 now.
Yeah, suddenly they've got 2 more, which makes 4 total. But they got to make sure that these ones work. And Bill Paxton sees a sees the means. It's by putting aluminum wings on the little Pokemon balls so that they fly.
Yes.
The whole trash can doesn't need to get sucked up. Just the little balls will fly up in the air because they got wings.
I like that they didn't even just cut discs that would have worked fine. They were like crinkling. They look like the old timey store with all of the airplanes made of Coke cans.
Yeah.
Like they really fucking got crafty with this shit.
We've got to give me all your soda.
Yeah.
Well, and they cut the shit out of their hands and stuff too.
This is so much soda cans. Where do they have all these soda cans?
And it's only Pepsi.
It's only Pepsi.
Because it's the choice of a new generation.
You think it would be all like Coors Light or something with these crew, but
Well, I think these guys drink natural.
yeah, maybe.
They're
Maybe
the ones
they got
that,
them from the drive-in.
There's just Pepsi cans littered all over the place.
Well, back then you could recycle cans, so you would keep them and then recycle them out. So maybe the aunt had a whole bunch because she was an artiste.
Maybe. Okay. They've got a lot of cans, and they make wings out of them, and then all their fingers come off, as Jackie said. And they don't have time to make them anyways because the fucking tornadoes don't last that long. But they somehow put it all together and chase after the F5. And they drop Dorothy off in its path, but it gets tacoed by a tree. Shit, we're down to one. And they get stuck on a tree in the truck.
while
High-centered.
another tree is thrown at them.
Right.
Because the tornadoes had enough of their shenanigans.
It is only directing its anger at them. Then there's a flying gas truck. Now, I will say the flying gas truck looks, as you mentioned earlier, very bad.
This is definitely part of the original plot, though.
The flying gas truck, yes,
Yes.
I understand, but man, it looks bad.
It looks bad. Doesn't look as bad as the tree. The tree looked really
The
bad.
tree looked really bad, too.
Oh, I thought the truck looked okay.
I did not.
I was like, holy shit, is that a gas truck? As it was coming out of the foggy shadow of the tornado.
Oh, that part looks okay, but once it's out coming at them, it doesn't look good. But anyways, explodes behind them. They barely get off the tree in time, and they're okay. But Carrie Elwes on the other side is like, I'm gonna make a run for it. And they're like, be careful or something. Like, don't get too close.
Well, he's driving next to it, and he thinks he's going to stay next to it and then get in front of it and drop his bullshit or whatever. But then Paxton's tornado sense fires off, and he's like, that tornado's going to make a left turn. You got to get out of there. And the driver's like, I think we should listen to him because he can talk to tornadoes. And Carrie Elwes is like, damn the torpedoes, we're going to stay going. And then a fucking whole radio tower shoots through the Suburban and his driver.
Yeah.
They don't make it.
They don't make it. They get sucked up in the air and then tossed to the ground and exploded.
And I feel like the driver of that Suburban is like just the nicest guy to be horribly killed in such a fashion.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
In a disaster movie, because usually the guy that gets it the worst is an asshole that
Right.
deserves it.
Totally.
In this case, it's just some guy who's at work gets hit by a fucking radio
In,
tower. Like
the-
impaled by it.
The manner of death that you would see in a Final Destination movie.
Sure. Yeah. I was like, what did Gary ever do? Fuck.
Well, they're down to one last Dorothy. This is it. This is our last chance. So they barrel straight at it. They got switches all good to go on this last one. And here, their plan this time is to use the Dodge Ram as a vehicle to bring Dorothy straight into the center of the tornado. That's a better plan.
It
Rather
is.
than just setting it on the road.
But they go into a cornfield.
Yeah.
And this creates a dubious point in the film where they're driving through the cornfield and they have to bail, but they can't barely hold the doors open because the cornfield is shutting it.
Yeah.
Like, they set it up to like, oh, this is going to be high tension, but what it really is there's just no way to get out of the truck at this point. You have to go out the back glass.
Yeah, you go out the back glass. You could jump out the windows.
You could do a lot of things, but you can't open the doors
Could not open the
when
doors.
driving through the cornfield.
Not at that speed, no. But they do. They launch the Dodge into the tornado, and everything works. The little balls fly up there, and
The doors don't close on both of their legs and drag them haplessly into the
right.
tornado.
or get just turned into mush because they're going 65.
And they'd head first into the ground.
I was thinking more of decapitation at that point, right? Because
Ah.
they got to get their heads out first, and that's the first thing that's coming out, other than maybe some fingers. And at that rate, it's just going to, anyway.
And the fun thing is that everything would still go as according to plan. The truck would get sucked up into the thing, and Dorothy would work, and the little balls would be swimming around, and the people would be like, "They did it! They got the data!" And then they would never find their heads.
No, the head should just fall onto the windshield at that point. And then an arm with a thumbs up. So you get Helen Hunt's head falls onto the hood, and they're like, "No!" And then Bill Paxton's arm falls with a thumbs up. They're like, "Well, he did it, so it's okay."
He sacrificed his life for humankind, but the storm is not done with them yet. It's coming back towards them.
Yeah.
And they got to run to this barn out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And it just happens to be filled up with murder weapons.
Yeah, it's the barn of knives.
So they're like, "Nope, not this one. We'll try the next one." Run to the next one. And inside of this one is a bunch of leather straps and an old pipe that goes down 30 feet into the ground. So their plan is to just wrap themselves in leather straps that are wrapped around the pipe, and they're going to make it.
They're going to make it. Not open the grate and crawl into the cement, which would be safer, but whatever.
Tornado.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to see all the cool tornado shit.
Yeah.
The tornado hits them, sucks up the barn.
Very kindly sucks up the barn all around them without hitting them with any of it.
None debris. They hold on super tight.
Yeah.
And they survive getting in the middle of an F5 tornado.
Yeah. They look up and see the sky, blue skies above in the middle of the tornado.
It just gives up on top of them. Like, oh, well, I couldn't kill them. I'm done.
Fuck it.
I thought this part was probably the worst looking of the movie, just because of the feet that would like fly up and into the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, they did.
Like
the upside
people
down
camera.
business or whatever was ridiculous.
They're fine. They're good to go. Billy gets some boob.
Yeah, he like says, "Hey, are you all right?" And then just cups her breast.
You know what that was? I've been waiting all day for this. That was a titty twister.
Oh, damn it.
See, actually, in the context of the shot, it doesn't look like. There's this look that he kind of turns his head when he does it, like, "Oh shit."
Whoops.
I thought that was your shoulder.
Yeah, it was.
But he just stays
Full on
in the
your
scene
knocker.
anyway.
Right.
Whereas usually it's the other way around. The woman's like, "God damn it. Just because the camera's on doesn't mean you can molest me," where he seems like he made a genuine mistake.
Yeah, just an accidental boobage.
Yeah.
He's no Al Pacino.
No, he is not.
That's your movie, kids. They kiss and they're gonna go live together and chase tornadoes or whatever.
Then there's an adult rock contemporary song
Yeah.
with some credits.
Oh, we should mention Van Halen.
Oh, Van Halen.
That was Van Hagar too.
Van Hagar was all over this thing.
Ugh, bad. Who wants to go first?
I have a real weird question.
Okay, I like one.
Did anybody spot Jake Busey? He was in this movie.
No, I didn't.
He was apparently part of Carrie Elwes's team.
I did not see him.
Yeah, Jake Busey was in this movie, and I didn't spot him either.
Give that man some lines.
Yeah, you got to.
Damn it.
Maybe he got left on the cutting room floor.
Could be.
Maybe.
Jackie?
Do you think that the van driver guy, that he lost his virginity to the aunt?
Oh, Phillip Seymour Hoffman's character.
Yeah.
He, I believe, had some level of yes, I went there. Whether he lost his virginity to her or not, those two have some special relationship. No strings attached type jobber.
I think the Phillip Seymour Hoffman's character, the guy that is one of the ancillary McPoyles, and the best friend from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all lost their virginity to the aunt.
All right. Well, that's three of them, I guess. Somebody's got to do it, you know.
Yeah. Which we never even mentioned Rabbit, because they're always like, "Rabbit, find me the road," and that's the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
God, I can never remember.
Nobody
his
can
name.
ever remember his
Alan
name.
Ruck.
Alan Ruck, nice.
Yep. Famed actor.
Spin City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed.
He's in Speed.
Yeah, man. He's the wiener guy on the bus. I've already been to the airport.
Oh, yeah.
He's awesome. Could this have had a sequel? Not taking in financial or anybody wanting to do it, could this have had in a movie plot a sequel?
I don't think so. Because the whole end game in this one was to get the data for the information. And after that, I mean, what are you going to build a movie around? Now back at the lab with piles and piles of data. I mean, that's not sexy and or fun.
What if Billy gets his pilot license and he's got like this anti-tornado plane that, like, there's a tornado coming and he just like has guns on it and he starts fighting the tornadoes.
Or if they have like, we got a lot of information, but there's one piece of the puzzle we still need, and the only way that you can get it is to shoot yourself into a tornado in a jetpack.
See, awesome.
These are all ridiculous.
No, I don't think that there's a way to make a sequel.
Okay. What is your guys' least plausible not death? Where they should have died, somebody should have died, but in the context of the film, they do not.
Oh, the corn thing, by far. Trying to get the doors open with the corn.
And not getting beheaded?
Yeah.
Really?
I would have to say that being in the middle of a Category 5 tornado and not being ripped apart.
Well, not to mention, I don't think you could breathe in there.
You'd have to die somehow.
You would be dead from so many ways. Whereas the corn, you're probably just going to get lopped, as you mentioned. But you're going to get debris, you're going to suffocate, and you're going to get sucked up into the thing because, I'm sorry, leather's fucking straps. Their truck gets decimated. It's made of carbon
It's made of
steel
Dodge.
and aluminum and tough. Come on.
Yeah.
Leather?
Maybe they should make Dodges out of leather.
Nope.
Nope.
My shoelaces are made out of leather and they snap all the goddamn time, and I am not a Category F5 tornado.
Leather shoelaces. Well, look who's fucking Mr. Upscale Society.
Oh my God, Lottie Daw.
That is right to me. You guys are assholes. Lots of shoes have leather shoelaces.
Are those on your boat shoes?
They're actually
You got penny loafers, huh?
they're
Nice.
they're crappier than actual nylon shoelaces. They break all the goddamn time.
No, that one
You
wasn't
can't
great.
pull on leather. It will snap. They're very dead. All right. So final recommendations on this?
I was actually surprised at how much I liked it the second time through, because I only watched it once at the theater, and this was like a phase when I saw this movie the first time, I actually lost faith in humanity because of how much money it made. I was like,
Yeah.
oh God damn it, we're all idiots.
Mm-hmm.
But having the second time through, knowing that it's not a good movie, good night, is this a fun thing?
Jackie Lulu?
I would give it a do as well. I liked the characters in it. Even the ancillary characters were well developed and kind of fun, and I would do it.
I'm going to say if you saw it the first time, I don't know. I don't see how you're getting that, Sam. I think it's a one-timer. I think you go into it knowing that it's really, really stupid, and then you can just kind of walk away from it.
Huh.
So I'm going to be the only dissenting voice and say if you haven't seen it, you have to see it.
Yeah.
But if you've seen it, I didn't see enough to warrant a revisit.
Really, I
recommendation.
thought the revisit was fun.
Yeah, me too.
Now we come to the sad part, the final tribute to our friend Bill Paxton. I want to hear from you guys your 3 favorite Bill Paxton movies / Bill Paxton performances. Jackie, go.
My first one is Weird Science,
Weird Science.
where
yeah.
he was the older brother and then he got turned into a turd.
Brother Chet.
Chet, yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I would say that's pretty much his first like major on-screen time in a major production.
According to the filmography, not so. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
But Weird Science was a really big deal, and he had a
Yeah.
lot of screen time in that
He did.
movie. Like that's a role that like you have to be somebody to get because you're such a douche. You can't just walk into that role. You have to audition and kill it to
Yeah.
be Chet.
You have
And-
to be Bill Paxton in order to be Chet.
Pretty much.
And quite honestly, I think that is the first time I'd ever seen Bill Paxton.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was
86?
Weird Science. Yeah.
Totally.
Do we want all 3 of mine?
Yep. Give me
Okay.
all 3.
My next one is Near Dark where he's the vampire douchebag
which we did an episode on.
when Sam was super drunk.
I was so drunk I can't remember it.
It's funny that you mentioned Near Dark because all three of us said don't. It's not a good bad movie. It's not a good movie. It's about like any other Catherine Bigelow movie. But our primary problem with it was that Bill Paxton was so fucking awesome in it, and he doesn't have enough screen time.
Yeah.
Like that if it had been so much more Bill Paxton, it would have been, oh my God, what a great performance by Bill Paxton. He's awesome in it, but it just was lacking in him.
Even in retrospect, they knew that they had made that mistake because he's the cover of the movie poster.
Right, absolutely. He's-
Despite him not being the central focus of the movie.
Yeah, more Bill Paxton, please,
Yeah.
is what we said. And last but not least.
And I know it's not a movie, but we mentioned this earlier, Big Love.
Yeah.
And I watched, I think, like the first 1 or 2 seasons of that.
Mhm.
And it is so unlike Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
And it just blew me away that was him. And so that's my next one.
He was nominated for the Golden Globe in that, I believe.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah.
a big deal. So, Sammy?
I knew that the obvious ones were going to be True Lies and Weird Science because he's a show stealer in a very small role. But I chose 3 that he's the lead or the villain. So I have Slipstream
Sure.
because it's fucking amazing.
Another episode. that we did.
Trespass, the Walter Hill film. He's
And
the
I
lead
haven't
in
seen
that.
Trespass.
I like Trespass a lot. I haven't seen it in a long time. I think it's time for a revisit.
Okay. Well, I think we can revisit any of Bill Paxton movies.
And that for how incredibly retarded the movie Vertical Limit is and how many insanely stupid characters there are, he stands out as the bad guy.
Right.
He really gets it. Like, he's giving them all lessons on how to fucking be big in a movie. So I have those 3.
And there would be no problem within the future Vertical Limit being another episode of Stinker Madness because it's just balls off the wall stupid.
I'm going to pick it one day because it's one of my... I have to show everybody. I've made everyone in my life watch that movie at least once.
Yeah, so I have no problems with yours. My 3 are Aliens, one of the obvious choices.
Sure.
I will defend.
What was he in Aliens?
Game over, man.
I will defend the Game Over Man because I listened to Bill Paxton say Game Over Man so much when I was in high school because I had a mod for Doom that was the Aliens voice pack.
Oh, good.
And so every time you died, you would hear Bill Paxton say, "Game over, man." And so a huge part of my life was Bill Paxton, even when I wasn't watching Bill Paxton movies. Number 2, Slipstream, because I just fucking love that movie so goddamn much. And he's not good at it.
But he's magical.
But he's magical at the same time. I absolutely love it. And my number 1 is another one of the obvious ones, True Lies. Is he owns that fucking movie, and that role could also only be played by Bill Paxton. He is such a wiener and just one of the douchiest douches ever in that film.
Yes, he defines douche.
It's the model for every guy that's like that moving for scumbag. I'm thinking like Matt Dillon and There's Something About Mary type.
Yeah.
Just like all those characters just wanted to be Bill Paxton from True Lies. And I think without Bill Paxton in it, it's an awesome movie, but it's not near as awesome.
Not nearly as awesome.
And that's pretty hard to say about that movie with Schwarz and Tom Arnold stealing so much of the show and all the comedy and Bill Paxton taking that away from them. So that's it. We will see Bill Paxton, as we mentioned, in a future episode, but we will miss him. Get to the chopper.